Who we got with us today?
My name is Coco.
Miss Coco, tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm 36-year-old, active addict, you know what I'm saying? And this is my neighborhood. I grew up around here. I actually grew up on Elliott and North Market. But pretty much this area is all I know, you know. I have a 16-year-old daughter who, is marvelous. Like, I mean, literally, I couldn't ask for a better daughter, and pretty much I'm just battling with life. It's like my real name is Latrice, so it's pretty much like it's like Latrice versus Coco. You know what I'm saying? Literally, and it's like I'm playing tug of war, and I'm talking about I'm to the point where I'm about to split, but I just thank God, thank my higher power, you know what I'm saying, for continuously to allow me to wake up in the morning, because so many of my friends right on this corner are not here to say that today. You know what I'm saying? I've witnessed it, I've seen it, and it's like I keep asking God, why am I still here? But I'm not crazy. I know I'm a chosen one. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a child of God, and I know I have a calling on my life. And it's just hard when you are actively in the midst of, your addiction or your problems, basically. You know what I mean? This is like a comfort zone for me. You know what I mean? I'm at home, shoes kicked back. I ain't gonna really, I feel like, prosper here. You know what I mean? I feel like the only way I'll be able to get out is if I get out, and I don't know if that make any sense, but those ones that think, you know what I mean, supernaturally can understand what I just said, pretty much if nothing changes, then nothing changes, and that's about where I'm at right now.
Miss Coco, tell us about what kind of household did you grow up in?
Oh, I grew up in a single parent household, but my father was, in and out or whatever. And my mother, man, that woman there, I mean, Jesus, I couldn't ask for a better one. I say that with the utmost respect, you know what I mean? Because as your children, man, you get away with hell and high water. You know what I'm saying? But your mama, no matter what you do, if you have a real mother, come on, baby. Come on, baby. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of those kids. Spoiled, always in trouble doing something, and my mother is, man, always been there, you know what I'm saying? And like, my mother didn't graduate high school. She has 8 children, 4 girls, 4 boys, you know what I mean? But she's always managed to keep a roof over our head. She always managed to make sure all of us had something under the Christmas tree. Always managed to make sure Thanksgiving, we always was full, you know what I mean? Like, school, things at school, bring a bag of candy. We always had, my mother took care of her children, you know what I'm saying, to the best of her ability. And that's why I say I feel like now is the time for me to get my life together, because my mom, her penmanship, is not all of that. Her educational level is not all of that. And when I went to prison for the first time, my mom wrote me. And that's something, I know for a fact that there was God using her, you know what I'm saying, to get to me and wake me up, because I know my mother, she wouldn't dare write nothing that she don't have to write if it ain't a bill or something like that. So for her to write me in jail and tell me, like, Coco, I can't take another, a jail bit with you, you know what I'm saying, like, this is it, this is, basically I'm to my wit. I gotta hand you over to Jesus, you know what I'm saying? But I can't let that happen. You know what I'm saying? I really can't let that happen. I love my family. I love my mother. And it hurts me sometimes how people stereotype addicts. They think just because you use, you steal, you scandalous, your kids in foster care, you don't take care, just, it's really heartbreaking, you know what I'm saying? But at the same token, I mean, 99% of the addicts do. Or that, you know, so I'm just like stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know, my spirituality level is getting weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you expect a person to believe in you, or, you know, get them to try to follow you, you know, speaking about God, and then turn around, they see you in the alley hitting the pipe? You see what I'm saying? So it's more than just talking about it. If I'm trying to transform into a whole nother being, and I know God could do that. You know what I'm saying? I know He will do that. You know, so that being said,
Miss Coco, do you have brothers and sisters?
yep, I have 4 brothers and 3 sisters.
What's your relationship like with your siblings?
My baby sister, we like this, 10 and 2, tied in. That's my best friend. My brother, best friend, like, love him to death. He passed away, you know, and the rest of them, no, my oldest sister, yeah, oldest and the youngest, love him to death, you know, and the rest of them is just like, that's my mama's son, that's my mama's daughter, you know what I'm saying? I'm being honest, yeah.
What schools did you go to growing up?
Elementary school, I went to Banneker Elementary on Samuel Shepherd. And middle school, I went to Blewett Middle, right here on Cass and 20th. And high school, I went to Vashon, the new Vashon, right here on Cass and Webster. But I did not graduate from Vashon. I graduated from St. Louis Job Corps and took up a trade in culinary arts. Yeah.
Where did life take you after you graduated from culinary arts school?
It took me to real life. You know what I mean? Like, because once I graduated Job Corps, there was no more somebody's housing me, somebody's providing 3 meals for me, somebody, you know, is giving me clothing vouchers, and it's like, okay, here you go, now what? This is real life, this is what you wanted. You always tell your mom, I can't wait till I get grown, you know, so here it is. You know what I mean? And it wasn't, the grass wasn't as green as I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? If I could go back, boy, I'm telling you, I'd be like Back to the Future. Gone. You hear me?
What jobs have you had over your lifetime, Miss Coco?
I had a lot of jobs. I worked for Procter & Gamble. I worked for Vajon. I worked for Culinary. It's a banquet service. I worked for Service Stores, like another banquet service. I worked at Rally's right here on Grand and Natural Bridge. I worked at a boutique. I worked at a car wash. Wow, I had a lot of jobs.
How long have you been in between jobs?
I'll say I'm 36. I'm gonna say since probably I was about 27.
So from 27 to 36, you kind of been. What introduced you to the current lifestyle that you live in?
Me losing my brother. Yeah.
How did going to incarceration, how did that affect you? Affect your life?
It affected it in many ways. You know, my records. You know what I'm saying? Being able to get certain jobs, I couldn't because I was a felon, or, you know, I had such on my record. Man, not being able to be there when something happens because I'm in jail. You know, my mom in the hospital. My daughter may have practice coming up. I can't be there because I'm in jail. You know, so yeah, it took a big toll on my life, you know.
Ms. Coco, what can a young lady expect who's thinking that I'm gonna go out in the streets and I'm gonna take the world by storm? What could you tell her she could expect by coming out here thinking that it's a game and that the streets gonna love her?
Sweetie, I promise you as a witness, I'm telling you now, it's not worth it. These streets will eat you up. spit you out, stomp your ass, scrape you up, eat you up again, and move on to the next one. And that may sound cliche, so let me be honest with you. Once the devil get through using you, abusing you, making you sell everything that you got that ain't nailed down, then he'll move on to the next. And you'll be just a soul walking around. I promise you. It's no other way but up. If you in a good place right now, if you in a housing right now, you with your mom, stay your ass at home. It's nothing out here in these streets but trouble. And trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out of. I promise you that.
Ms. Coco, if you, knowing what you know today, if you could go back and talk to your younger self, what would you tell her?
When your mama told you to bring your ass in the house, when the street lights went off, I'd have stayed in the house. Stay your ass in the house instead of sneaking back out, because you know, they say you shouldn't scribe at nighttime. And what that means is when the lights get dark, you know, things go on that don't go on in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? And curiosity killed the cat. That's a serious, serious statement, you know. And I would tell myself, stop wanting to be so grown so fast. You got plenty of time. You know what I mean? And if you don't, it's because his will is done and it's gonna be done and there's nothing you can do about it. So you trying to speed up time, it's gonna go exactly how it's supposed to.
Ms. Coco, we thank you. We appreciate you. If there's any ways for you to be reached, if people want to reach out and share resources with you, if there's any ways to be contacted, let us know.
I'm on Facebook under Latrice Quarles. That's LatriceQuarles. My telephone number is area code 557-213-3270. And I am eager to talk to any young lady that needs a shoulder to lean on. You know, I'm trying my best to get myself together because I want to start a nonprofit organization called Surviving Siblings. Because when my brother was murdered, you know, people, they always so focused on the parent. Oh, how you doing? Oh my God, I could just imagine. But they don't see the siblings. You know, and I know it's a lot of kids out here that's going through what I went through. That's where my addiction came from. Trying to be able to cope and to blank out what I was feeling, you know, that was not being tended to. You know what I'm saying? So I know that, man, it's a lot of kids that, you know, wow, that's in my shoes. But you know what I'm saying? The only way you can give your story away or talk about your story is you need an ear. It only takes one. He said more than one come together, I'm in the midst, and he will make it happen for you. You know, do your best and he'll do the rest.
Ms. Latrice, we appreciate you. We thank you.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best, and thank you for everything.
No problem.